Tirana is a city that gets under your skin. You've probably seen the viral clips of the colorful buildings and the concrete bunkers, but here's the truth. Most people experience Tirana the wrong way. They stay in the most crowded spots, get stuck in traffic, and live thinking it was just a quick, cheap stop. But after living in Albania for over a month and a half, exploring from deep north to the southern Riviera, we saw a completely different side of this capital. It's a city of crazy contrasts, where Ottoman history, communist cars, and a futuristic tech scene all live on the same street. In this video, we're going to cover everything, not just where to eat or stay, but the logistics you won't find on a simple flyer. From flights and the real districts to the secret apps you need to survive. By the end of this, you won't need another guide. So let's start with the first topic. Getting here. Tirana has the only international airport in Albania, that is Rinas International Airport. If you're coming from Europe or the UK, you have it easy. Low-cost giants like Ryanair, Wizz Air and EasyJet have made Tirana one of the cheapest destinations to reach from London, Milan or Berlin. But if you're coming from the US, Canada or Australia, listen closely. There are no direct flights yet. Most people book a single ticket through Athens or Istanbul, but that can be a budget killer. Our tip: book a flight to a major hub like Rome, London or Milan first. Spend a day there and then grab a separate $30 flight to Tirana. You can save hundreds of dollars just by splitting your ticket. Trust us, it's worth the extra step, and you get the chance to visit another destination. Now let's talk about airport transfers and the traffic survival guide. Once you land, the real Albania begins. The airport is 15 kilometers away. You've got two choices: the shuttle bus for about $4, it drops you near Skanderbeg Square, and by the way now they accept cards, or a taxi for around $15-20. When exiting the airport, you'll find outside buses for different destinations and not only Tirana. The one for the city center is handled by this company, Luna Travel, and if you need to book your spot in advance, you can do it by using the link in the description, and with our code you'll get 5% off your first booking. Let's also talk about moving around, because this is where most people mess up. Tirana is divided into 24 administrative units and the traffic in the center is legendary. Do not rent a car if you're only staying in the city. Parking is a myth and the driving style is, let's call it, creative. So use your feet. Tirana is incredibly walkable, but for longer trips, download Speed Taxi, Patoku or different apps that are recommended to use with no surprises. Obviously, if you do want to see more of the country, that's when you rent a car, and we left a link to help you in the description. Another important topic: internet, cash and the travel insurance. Albania is not in the European Union, so if you are European, your roaming plan is almost useless here. The most recommended thing to do is grab an eSIM before you land. There are plenty of options and we use that to work remotely from Tirana for over a month. You can buy a Vodafone SIM at the airport for about $25. Now regarding money, you'll need the lek. The exchange is easy, it's roughly 1 to 100 if you're exchanging euros, and similar for dollars and pounds. Avoid the airport exchange and wait until you get to the center where it's commission free. While Tirana is modernizing, it's still a cash heavy city for small bars and mini markets. And a quick note on safety: Albania is incredibly safe, but accidents can happen everywhere. So when we are traveling, we use a travel insurance that covers medical assistance for as little as $2 a day in over 180 countries. So don't risk your trip for the price of a coffee. Link is in the description. Now let's see where to stay. Tirana is actually made of 11 urban districts, but for a tourist, only a few really matter. This center, that's perfect for first-timers. You're right next to Skanderbeg Square and you'll find several hotels and apartments you can choose. Then Bloku, District 5, the heart of the nightlife. It was once off limits to civilians during the communist regime, but now it's one of the trendiest spots in the Balkans. 21 Vietori, District 7, that is the best option for budget travelers and students. Comune Parisit, another valid option, great for families right near the Grand Park and the artificial lake. and very much close to the stadium. Tirana is much cheaper than Italy or Greece. You can find luxury hotels for the price of a hostel in London. And always check reviews first if you're using Booking or a different tool to find your accommodation. It's important to see experiences from different travelers that can make you understand if it's the right option for your staying. And be mindful, especially during summer, during peak season, you'll need to book in advance to be able to check more options. And by the way, hostels here are so cheap, sometimes like 5 to 10 bucks a day. Now let's move to the highlights, what to see and do. We already did a dedicated video on the top 12 places to visit in Tirana, so I'm not going to list them all here. We recommend to check that video if you want to deep dive on the bunkers, the pyramid and the mosques. But if you have extra time, Tirana is the perfect base for day trips. You have to see Lake Bovilla for the views and Kruja, the old capital, which is only 40 minutes away. We'll talk more about Kruja in our next video. And of course, you can't miss Mount Daiti, the best view over Tirana. Important tip for all your tours, check the first pinned comment. We have a 5% discount if you download the app through our link and use our code. It works for any activity in the city or the mountains. Now let's talk about food and nightlife. Albanian food is a soul-warming mix of Ottoman and Mediterranean flavors. You can't live without trying tavkosi or a burek from a local corner shop. There are so many specialties that you must try when it comes to Albanian cuisine. The typical fast food, it's called souflace, and it's like a pita gyros Albanian style. For a true taste of Tirana, you must order tavdeu and also spezza me cheese. And if you like desserts, it's not just about baklava, you have to try trileche, a sponge cake soaked in 3 types of milk and topped with caramel. It's light, cold and perfect for summer. And to wash it all down, there's dal, a refreshing salty yogurt drink very similar to the Turkish ayran, or for something stronger, the famous raki. But be careful, it's strong. And when it comes to coffee, Albanians drink it at any time of the day. And please note that Tirana is the city with most coffee shops per capita in the world. Albanians love coffee so much that they spend 3-4 hours while drinking it. And you'll see so many bars where you can taste an espresso or a Turkish coffee, depending on what you like. We've put our favorite restaurants' names on the screen right now. Then, when the sun goes down, Tirana undergoes a massive transformation. If you're looking for the heart of the action, you head straight to Bloku. This neighborhood has the highest density of bars in Europe and the vibe is unmatched. During the day, it's all about the slow, sophisticated coffee culture, but at night, it turns into a neo-lit playground. You'll find everything from secret speakeasies and alternative rock bars to upscale cocktail lounges. One of our favorite spots is the Sky Tower. It's a rotating bar that gives you a 360-degree view of the city lights while you sip your drink. It's iconic, and for something more grounded but equally cool, check out the Radio Bar Tirana. It's full of vintage radios, great jazz vibes, and some of the best cocktails in the Balkans. Now, if you want the VIP experience, head towards the Arena Center near the stadium. The bars here are slick, modern, and feel like you stepped into London or Dubai. But what about the big clubs? Albania has a massive electronic and pop scene. Places like the underground clubs near the center are where the real party happens until the sun comes up. And a little advice, Albanians love to dress up. If you're going to the nicest spots in Bloku or the arena area, leave the flip-flops at the hotel. And don't be surprised if you see people dancing valle, the traditional Albanian dance, even in the middle of a modern club. It's that mix of pride in their roots and the hunger for the future that makes Tirana's nightlife so unique. Now let's talk about how long should you stay. 3 days is perfect for the city itself, but if you use it as a hub for the mountains or the Riviera, stay for a week. Tirana is safe, full of energy and waiting for you. So is Tirana worth it? Absolutely. It's not a polished, perfect city like Paris or Prague, but it's real, it's raw, and the hospitality is unlike anything else we've experienced in Europe. Whether you're here to dive into the deep history of the bunkers or just to party in Bloku, Tirana will surprise you. And remember, this is just the beginning of your Albanian journey. If you want to see exactly which spots we recommend, watch our top 12 places in Tirana video. And if you're planning to head south to the beaches or north to the mountains, we're going to share dedicated guides for Saranda, Vlora, and the ultimate Albanian itinerary waiting for you on the channel. So guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button to join our community of travelers, and we'll see you in the next video. Mirupafshim.